I woke up to discover my backyard had cameras installed. The HOA claimed they needed to monitor compliance. No permission, no notice, nothing. I called them immediately, but the response shocked me. They thought they owned my property. What happened next would cost them $500,000. I live in a suburban neighborhood where houses are a mix of old and new, and everyone has their own yard. I just finished landscaping my backyard, a small garden, a few fruit trees, and a tiny seating area one built myself. The HOA had been quiet for the first year I lived here. Primera, paid my dues, followed the rules, and even volunteered for neighborhood events. I didn't expect any trouble. But then one morning, while drinking coffee on my porch, I noticed something strange. A camera mounted on my fence. I thought it was a neighbor's security camera, but as I walked closer, I realized it had an HOA logo. I tried to call the HOA office. The receptionist sounded flustered but polite. "We're just doing inspections," she said. The board approved the cameras. As part of our new surveillance initiative, the board has authorized cameras on properties with landscaping violations. I blinked. Landscaping violations? I trimmed every tree, mowed the lawn weekly, and followed all written rules. I scheduled a board meeting, hoping to resolve this peacefully. When I arrived, 3 board members were sitting smugly behind a long conference table. They told me, "This is for everyone's safety. We are just monitoring compliance. You'll get used to it." I asked how they had the authority to place cameras on private property. They, Ismirke. It's in the fine print of the HOA agreement. I had read every word of that agreement when I bought the house. There was nothing about installing cameras on private yards. I told them I wanted the cameras removed immediately. They refused. "We are authorized, and if you resist, you will face fines." The next week I came home to find that 2 more cameras had appeared, this time facing my windows. I called the police for advice. They confirmed that installing surveillance on private property without consent is illegal in my state. I also discovered that the HOA had been issuing fines for minor infractions. An extra flower pot, a slightly crooked mailbox, a bird feeder too close to the sidewalk. They had been systematically trying to intimidate residents into compliance while secretly surveilling them. I decided to fight back. I documented everything. Photos of the cameras, emails, board meeting notes, and fines. I also gathered statements from neighbors who had similar experiences. One neighbor told me their HOA cameras had recorded them sunbathing in their backyard, and the board had threatened a $500 fine. Another said the board had tried to install cameras in their garage without permission. It was clear the HOA had gone rogue. They were abusing authority, invading privacy, and trying to profit from fear. I hired a lawyer specializing in property rights. We filed for trespassing, invasion of privacy, and harassment. The HOA board members were stunned when they received the summons. At the first hearing, they tried to claim that homeowners implicitly agree to surveillance by living in the neighborhood. My lawyer laughed at that. Implicit? They didn't even notify my client. You have 0 consent. During depositions, it came out that the HOA had installed cameras on at least 15 properties, often without homeowners' knowledge. One board member admitted, "We thought it would scare people into compliance." The judge was clearly unimpressed. "You installed surveillance devices on private property without consent. That is illegal." In court, I presented every piece of evidence: photos, videos, emails, and testimony from neighbors. The HOA argued that they were ensuring community safety. The judge paused, shook his head, and said, "You cannot use fear to govern a neighborhood. Your actions are illegal, invasive, and abusive." The judge awarded me $500,000 in damages. $350,000 for emotional distress and $150,000 for property violations. The board members were also required to personally cover part of the cost. The HOA was ordered to remove all cameras immediately. They had to send written apologies to all affected homeowners and were placed under court supervision. After the ruling, the neighborhood celebrated. Residents finally felt safe in their own homes again. I used part of the settlement to hire a security team to check the property and replace locks. I also planted privacy trees along the backyard fence. The HOA board members resigned shortly after, and a new board was elected, one that actually respected residents' rights. I learned a lot from this experience. Entitlement, power, and bureaucracy can go too far, but standing up, documenting everything, and taking legal action can restore justice. Today, my backyard is mine again. No cameras, no intimidation. Just quiet mornings and fruit trees swaying in the breeze. And every time I see that fence, I smile. Power without accountability always collapses. Have you ever dealt with a crazy HOA or entitled neighbors? Imagine waking up to strangers monitoring your backyard. It is not just invasion of privacy. It is a wake-up call to protect your property and rights. If you enjoyed this story, comment your craziest HOA or neighbor experience below. Share, like, and follow for more wild, unbelievable, real-life stories where justice finally wins.